Wah. I bought him these pencil holders that you can attach to a pocket or a belt loop or something, and you quit losing your pencil. He can have a pencil for. To write and you gotta struggle to write. Oh, it's horrible. It's been fine so far, but I give him a pencil, and 2 seconds later, he's lost.
Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil?
Peace, Bill. I'm Jean. We're refitting our 1998 Seahorse Oceaneer 55-foot steel trawler, blue sky. Welcome to our journey.
We are working on finishing out the ceiling. The ceiling's going to come to right here, and then this back part is going to be a chase. It's going to come down to about there and go all the way across. And so that's what we're doing, getting the final wires tucked up and we got to put blocks in because there's no steel beam here to hang our thing off of, so we got to do it the old-fashioned way, glue our own stuff in. Okay, where am I? 17 and what?
A quarter, I think. 33 3/4, 50 and a quarter, and then 65.
Okay. Okie dokie. 60 and a half. Ready to cut this piece up? You go in first, I think. Keep it low.
It's going to attach to this block right there?
Yeah, but those wires are in your way. No, I can't get in. There's a line up there. Put it on the line. Drawing your line?
Yep.
Okay, so we got these support pieces in. Tomorrow we will get a piece like this, and it'll get screwed in from the back side of those guys, and then we can make the panels for them. Then over here, where we have those drop downs, we'll use Craig screws to put those up there. Once those are screwed in, we can then screw this in from the back and then make the additional panels that go across to complete the ceiling here. I got it. One line on. Okay, 3 feet in. Okay, 4 feet in. Lean it forward so I get the feet. Okay, let's come closing.
Bill got this back panel in, screwed it in to the pieces we glued in last night, and now he's putting the panels in. That side's almost done.
We got Chase to build and Chase over here. Finishing
Ceiling
up the last
panels.
2 pieces here. I got the panel in for the front and the panel in for the back side, and then I'm just putting the label onto the piece. It's going to drop in right there.
And then that side's done-ish, except it still needs to be painted.
Yeah, these all need to be painted. Ta-da! There's that one in.
Woohoo! I'm getting ready to glue up our furring strip on this wall. Okay, so we'll be able to attach one side of our wall onto that.
And the door trim too.
We're putting the furring strips up on this side now. Got that one up, and Bill's putting clamps on to hold this one in place. It is almost 9 p.m. and we had to make a run to Home Depot to get some more clamps and paint and some more 1/2-inch 4x8 sheets of this PVC stuff and more glue and more tape. All we want to do is sit down or lay down and go to bed. It's been a long day.
We are getting ready to put our wall system in place. First part of that is to cut some pieces down. Our wall system is going to be very similar to the ceiling system. And our first cut we have to do is we got to get 10.5 inches out of that. And then the individual pieces will then be 3-inch pieces. I thought we were going to do it on a table saw, but this piece is 24 inches. And if it was exactly 24, it may have fit there cutting up into the hallway. But it's a little bit more because we had to cut it down at Home Depot. Because Home Depot won't cut PVC, they claim they don't have the right blade. They say, oh, it'll destroy our blade and destroy the material. I've cut the PVC stuff with all different types of blades and not had any issue. Only thing I notice is if you spin the blade too fast or sit too long, you will get some melting. But again, that's not a big deal. So we had to cut it down in the parking lot with a non-PVC blade, which cut just fine, our portable saw. So if you're needing to get PVC and don't have a vehicle big enough to take it home, be aware that you'll have to cut it down. I almost got them to. The younger guy who didn't know that he wasn't supposed to got caught by the older guy coming at the last moment Trying to get people in trouble. That's me. Just making trouble.
That's right. You're a troublemaker.
But in my opinion, hey, if they're going to sell the product, be able to cut it down. We changed directions on how we were going to do the wall hangers, and so it became much easier to come here and let the CNC cut out some boards. We're going to use these little clips here. So you have these clips, you have a female one, which will go in there, and then obviously the male one would be on our panel and would go on there and then get clipped in when we have all the pieces together. We'll show you how the panel system works. I don't know if any of that made any sense. Maybe when we have all the pieces together, it'll make more sense. Anyway, this is the CNC. So let's get this guy going. We do that, we rewind it, and we tell it to start. And it starts up. Okay, oop, and it blew through some of these holes. Great, because I couldn't get that panel down flat enough.
So we are ready to paint some ceiling panels. I got the paint color matched to the ceiling color of the vinyl that's in the media room and salon and galley and pilot house and forward bedroom. It's a creamier white. Woo! We were almost finished with the second coat, and we ran out of paint in the container. That's way too much. And we're about to glue on
Our first piece of the new wall attachment design. Let's stick this puppy up.
DJI camera head shadow looks like Snoopy. Woof, woof.
The first piece is in. So this one is going to have door trim wood, which we're going to do teak, and it'll come out to here and then cover that set of little bumpies, and then the panel will come to right here and cover this, and this will be our gray transition. So you'll have teak wood, the gray transition like in our bedroom, and then the panel will snap into this. Good morning. We are in the foyer this morning, and we are putting these thin protection skins up just to put a little bit of a layer over the wires, because cabinets are going to go up here, which will cover most of this, but to make it look a little cleaner and give us something to attach wood trim, which will be like on the door here and on the frame here. I've done the first skin over here, and now I'm going to work on the second skin here, and then we have a third skin which will go right here. This section here will have a piece of plywood over it, and then a doorway right here, which will allow you easy access. You can just open the door or hatch or whatever you want to call it, and be able to turn these on and off. If you need to work on this, you would just take that whole piece of plywood out and be able to work on those. And obviously, if you needed to do extensive work back here, you could disconnect the cabinets, they'll be screwed to the wall, take them off, slide them out of the way, take these protective skins off, and then get access to all the wires and everything like that, or inspect the steel or whatever you needed to do. Anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. And that's the fun of getting a 4x8 sheet of material back here into the cut room. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 27.5. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to get the track saw out and cut it down. $70.5. Dust collection on. Now let's go see how well this fits. Oh, and look who's here, Miss Jeannie, busily working up here in the front.
Now you're getting my way.
Yeah, trying to. We're going to add the PEX clips back onto this piece because the pipes are going a little wild there. Okay, There's that pipe resecured. What everybody's been waiting for is getting a great shot of my butt. Okay, there's that panel in. Jeannie's taping up the cabinets right now so she can paint all the little truss pieces. Gwen, paint your blue sky shirt.
Well, I'm probably going to take it off.
Woohoo, she's stripping for us. Da-da-da-da-da. Look, merch. You can't buy it anywhere, but there's merch.
Putting the second coat on. Hopefully my neck will survive this. So we're putting that furring strip in right there. And Bill got the glue in. Kind of all over the place, but it's in.
It's a true mess of glue.
24 hours, that'll be dry. I don't know what iteration of design this is for the chase. 2 in.
Ah!
Oh, you can't get the clamp in.
Yeah.
3 hangers in for the chase. Now will the cabinet fit under those hangers? 1/4 inch. Looks good.
So, we have our little recessed poppets. This is mechanically fastened. The trouble is when we cut our little hole for the poppet out of this material, you only got somewhere between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch. So there's no way that mechanically fastening the poppet is going to work. So what we're doing is we're gluing in, because when you connect these guys, you got to be able to disconnect them. We have some gel super glue here with activator. I played around with it. It worked great from the point of view you could stick it in, and with the activator instantly dried it, but it also promptly failed really quick after about 3 pullouts. But I only let it sit there for a minute. It was even a minute. I then tried contact cement, the Gorilla Spray, and basically Jeannie picked it up and it fell apart. So that didn't work at all. And so finally I got 5-minute epoxy. 5-minute 2-part epoxy. We know that like the gray polyurethane PL Max that we use, it would work just fine for gluing these in. The trouble is, you gotta wait a freaking 24 hours before you'd be able to use them, which, you know, now you always have a 24-hour lead as you're wanting to add these things and then use them and whatnot. So we're looking for something that's a little quicker. These guys have been allowed to dry for over an hour. So we have an epoxy one and a super glued one. I did not use the activator here, I just let it dry naturally. I used a small amount of epoxy here. On this one, I used a medium amount of epoxy and put it on the edges and super glue, but I used the activator here. The one thing I forgot to do is roughen them up with some sandpaper. I did wipe these down with alcohol. Out of the box, they're really smooth. Now they do have some rib joints to get the epoxy up in those grooves, so roughen them up may make some difference. We'll see. If these come out clean, then yeah, that's still possibly an issue. What we're gonna do now is stick that guy in. Yeah, so you can see you get nice tight. It's almost tighter than I want, but oh well. And then we have to unpop it. Boink. So, hey, it worked once. Do it again. So this was just letting super glue naturally dry and then sitting for a couple hours. So that certainly seems to be holding up pretty well. Ugh! Yeah, that was...
Okay.
So, let me try the other. Maybe one of these has a tighter hold. Yeah. So maybe that's just the issue, is making you wait long enough. So here's the epoxy, small. Yeah. Try the other one. Now let's see, maybe the accelerator caused the failure of this stuff earlier. So there's that guy. No. Come on! There it goes. We got a failure. So super glue with accelerator has failed every time. So now we got the epoxy with a lot. So this was goopy, so it could get deep into the things, and you know, the epoxy over there didn't fail. So I'd be really surprised if this epoxy failed. Yeah, this seems good so far. Try it from different angles here. Try Try the other one. We can play around a little bit more with the super glue, but the two epoxies that I've done have both done really well, so I think we'll be using epoxy. Okay, so that works, and now we're going to make
a wall for the chase.
Cool. Yep, that seems to work perfect. Okay, get up there and paint it. It's installed now. You're going to have to paint it up there.
We put one side of the poppets in our little building bricks. When we make the chase, it will snap into those. Brilliant!
We are going to build another one of the foyer cabinets. Let's go get the 3 inserts. That drops in nice. Go get the back. Okay, that looks pretty good. First one in.
Second one in. Third one in.
Okay, rotate it down. Okie dokie.
Am I moving this?
Yes, you're moving that.
Am I in?
Yeah, you're in.
We're getting ready to move this beast up into the foyer. It finally looks like we made some progress. Got all 3 tall cabinets in, 1 bench seat in. Honey, you did a good job.
Later.